Jared said, my name's Nick Chammoune. I'm the agronomist for Monsanto, so I'll be talking about Deltapine cotton today. I cover Georgia and Florida, so we'll probably cover most everybody that attends the meeting. Vint Hicks is our agronomist over in Alabama, so I know some of y'all kind of cover some of that area as well. I'm going to try to make it quick today. I'll talk about our older varieties, so to speak, our common 1137, 1252, 1050. Go into some of our class of 15 that we had a pretty big launch year of last year, a lot of acres, and then I'll go into what we have new for 16. So, kind of broke it up by traits. B2RF, our Bollgard 2, Roundup Flex, our Roundup only varieties, no Liberty tolerance, just Roundup. Last year we had two new varieties, 1555 and 1558. So 1555 is a new full season variety we had. We really placed it mainly on the irrigated acre, high yield environment. I still think that's the best fit. We had a lot of success in dry land with it. Of course, this past year isn't a typical dry land year in Georgia, but really good yields, really high yielding variety. If you can still use the Roundup system, 1555 definitely one to look at if you didn't get to see it any this past year. 1558 NR. Another full season release we had. The NR means nematode resistant. That's southern root knot nematode specifically. 2 genes of resistance in there for it. Very full season, very aggressive plant. Does well on that heavy root knot acre. 1454 NR, we released in 14, another nematode resistant variety. Did really well for us in 13 and 14. This year we saw a lot of sensitivity in southwest Georgia to angular leaf spot or bacterial blight. So those acres that were in 1454, we're going to shift into 1558. It's a better, higher yielding variety anyway, and we didn't see that sensitivity with the bacterial blight. 1252, very common variety, kind of a lot of folks will call that the industry standard in cotton. Great success since 2012 when it was released. There'll still be a lot of acres of that planted over the next several years. 1050, 1137, very broadly adapted, really good dry land, also do very well irrigated. This past year we had some great irrigated yields with 1050. But older varieties, you'll see those transition into Extend Flex acres. Early season we had 1321 and 0912. We'll transition those into our new 1518 and 1522. So going into our top Extend performers from 2015, all of these are our class of 15. The first two numbers denote the year that it was released commercially, and then the last two being a measure of the earliness or fullness of season. So 1518, early season, call that more of our early racehorse, better soils, higher yielding, good fiber quality. 1522 being more broadly adapted, dry land or irrigated, tougher soils. Both of those in the lower southeast are usually going to be behind wheat, or situations where a grower wants to plant it early, harvest it early, if he's got some kind of situation where he needs to get it out of the field quickly. The main ones that we had so much success with in the lower southeast would be 1538 and 1553. So 1538 is that mid to full, very similar to 1137 in growth habit, dry land or irrigated. Excellent placement, dry land, still does very well irrigated, but you really can't beat it dry land. Broadly adapted soil types. 1553 is kind of going to be like that 1050, 1252 type, very broadly adapted, dry land or irrigated. You can really push yields on the top end with it. All of these Extend Flex performers, I forgot to mention, they're all, the Extend crop system is Roundup, glufosinate, Liberty, and dicamba. So we don't have a label for the dicamba yet, but we have Liberty and Deltapine cotton. That's really what Extend brought for Deltapine last year. So quickly we'll go through class of 16. The one I really want to talk about for y'all to focus on, look at next year, 1646. The company's calling it a mid to full. For us, it's really going to act more like a full season, more like a 1050. It is Extend Flex. You'll have the Liberty or Roundup option this year. If we get a label, you'll also have the dicamba option. Broadly adapted to the full season, so dry land or irrigated, but with a limited supply. If you want to try it out, put it on your good irrigated ground, see what you can do with it. Yield levels are going to be similar to that 1555, but you're going to have the Liberty option with this one. as you will with most everything coming out from Deltapine from now on is going to be that XtendFlex platform. Comparison here is to 1553. You can notice the reason they put a 46 number on it is it's just a little bit shorter season than a 1553, so they're running out of numbers, so they went down into the 40s. But very similar plant type, I'd say, to the 1050. Vigor and everything is going to be very similar to your 1553. Yield levels, to give you a comparison, 1538, significant difference over 1538 at around 100 pounds, and then a significant difference over 1553 at around 140 pounds. And this is kind of show you where we've come with fiber quality. So this is from our old seed guides. 555 used to be the industry standard. Your staple 35.4. With 1646, it's going to be more in that 39 range. So it's a big jump. You can kind of see the progression over the years, 1050, 1137, 1252. But that's really where we're trying to go with higher yields always, but also better fiber quality. In summary, for 1646, mid to full, outstanding fiber, broadly adapted. You'll see best fit Southeast, Mid-South, and Texas. So we are competing for this variety, so to speak, with other parts of the Cotton Belt. I'll touch briefly on the next three. 1639 is a new mid-maturity. Probably will have a niche fit in the lower Southeast, very similar to 1133, but I don't look for this to be big acres next year. Very similar 1538. Also, yield-wise, you'll see you don't get a significant difference over 1538. So for us right now, I don't think there's any reason to put broad acres in this. Let us do the testing and kind of figure out where this fits for you. Two new early seasons, 1614. Improved fiber over our 15, 18, and 22, but very similar in maturity to that early season. Same thing with 1612, early season. Just wanted you to know the numbers. They're new varieties. If you want to go early season, look at your 15, 18, and 15, 22 first. Maybe try a few of these if you have a lot of those acres you put in that. So to wrap it up, we had a great year last year with our class of 15. The Georgia County trial data, we did really well in those trials with that class of 15. A lot of our class of 15 kind of rose to the top there. 1646 is going to be our new high-yielding variety. No dicamba label as of today, and I don't know when we're going to get a label, so can't spray dicamba yet. Also, pricing-wise, the XtendFlex, there is a $36 or $39 bag increase. If we don't have a label come May 1st in Georgia to spray dicamba, you don't have to pay that or it'll get rebated back on the back end. And then as always, thank y'all for supporting Deltapine.